Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Nineg. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Get Smart, more specifically about a really surprising event that took place during casting for this episode of Get Smart. Which one am I talking about? I'll let you know in just a minute, but before I do, if you're a fan of classic TV shows and movies, liking, commenting, and subscribing is the best way to support me, and it's absolutely free to do so. So thanks ahead of time for supporting me. Now, in season 1, it's episode 13, Aboard the Orient Express. Now, I believe this is probably, or if not, one of the best episodes of season 1 of Get Smart. It aired December 11th, 1965. There's so many things I like about it, and I'll mention those in just a little bit. Now, in this episode, Max and 99 are trying to solve the mystery of deaths that are occurring of control couriers. Now, this is happening while they're riding on a train. In fact, it's the Orient Express. In case you don't know, the Orient Express was a real railroad line that ran from Paris to Istanbul. It no longer runs, but it was super popular, used in books, movies, TV shows, things like that. Now, in terms of the episode, so many cool things happen, and we also have the special guest cameo of Johnny Carson. Now, he plays a guest conductor. He comes on the train, he kind of comes in, and he comes out, and he comes back in. He is an amazing character actor in this, and I love every role that he plays because he's just so smart, so witty, one of a kind, and he is just amazing. There's a couple other good actors in this, of course, Barbara Feldon, Theodore Marcuse, and Del Close, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. Now, what's interesting about this episode is that, as I mentioned, it takes most place on a train, and so even though the episode wasn't actually filmed on a train, surprise the fact that the environment changes, that they're quote unquote on a moving train, adds a different element, and it adds that kinetic energy, that fast-paced type script, which I really think added a big jolt of excitingness to Get Smart. It made it more popular in my opinion. But anyway, what is this moment? Well, it has to do with the character of Manelli. Now, Manelli was played by the actor Del Close, and a really interesting occurrence happened. In fact, it was a serious accident that took place in regards to filming this episode. Now, what happened? Well, the actor Del Close came in to audition for this role. Now, the casting director for this episode and a lot of Get Smart was Pat Harris. Now, a female. Pat Harris was in the office waiting for, people to come in for auditions, and it was Del Close's time to come in. Now, interestingly enough, he not only came in as himself and got into character, no, the instant he walked in the door, he was already in character. And that was surprising because that's not often seen for actors, but he had an electrical device with him. Now, this wasn't just a prop, but this device actually had an electrical current flowing through it. So Del Close, playing the character of Manelli during the audition, told Pat Harris to touch the device. Now, as I mentioned, it was rigged to electrocute anyone who would touch it. The problem was, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if he was thinking that maybe the casting director wouldn't touch it, or maybe it was just a funny gag. But Pat Harris trusted Del Close, touched it, and was electrocuted herself. In fact, they had to rush her to the hospital because, of course, she was electrocuted. And it was so surprising to see that, yes, now she was hurt, but she eventually did recover. Good thing. But the actor, Del Close, was so convincing in his part, even though he electrocuted the casting director, when the casting director got back and was able to get back on the show and fully recover, was the one who cast Del Close into the episode for this role. Now, some may say that it was because of how much he went and became this character. He was pretty much always on and rigged up this whole electrocution device. Now, this isn't made up. This is according to Buck Henry. And so I want to know your thoughts down below. Do you think this Del Close went too far? Kind of funny there. Del Close went too far. Anyway, caught that funny. But did he go too far in doing this? I mean, I actually think that he probably wanted to do this without the fact of Pat Harris touching it. He didn't think that would happen, but maybe she just trusted him and thought, hey, this is just a gag. This is just not a big deal. To her surprise, she got electrocuted. So unfortunate, so crazy. And I'm sure they don't allow people to do that, bring in devices like this, because of course it could hurt someone. Love to know your thoughts down below on this episode, your thoughts on Johnny Carson in this episode, and this moment in which the serious accident did occur, which I'm glad didn't result in Pat Harris's death or anything like that, because that would have been super crazy for this episode. We'll see you all next time. Thank you for the support as always. And most importantly, never forget to always be hopeful. Thank you to all my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Christopher K, John O, David D, Sally N, Jerry D, Vito L, Citizen Kane, Jennifer P, and Kevin K. If you want to be on this list, make sure to check out the link in the description. It's all of you patron members who make my channel possible. Thanks!